All right, good morning. It's another exciting day. Your Voice of Reason, the award-winning high school and college sports show, and also the official golf sponsor, or I should say golf show for Voice of Reason. And, man, it's already getting a great guest here today, and I'm so glad to be joined by a man who I have been begging for many years to come here on Voice of Reason. Well, my buddy, my neighbor, actually, and a man that I've probably known as long as I've known my own family. He is, for the past 24 years, the voice of the Philadelphia 76ers, the one and the only Mark Zumoff. Mark, how you doing, man?
Jake, I feel like I have to defend myself. You say you've been begging.
I have.
That doesn't have a good connotation.
That's true, and I apologize.
No,
yes, that's true.
I'm just thinking people are seeing you on your knees. Mark, please.
Anytime. No, it was something similar. It was something kind of similar. Nevertheless, it's good to see you. It's a great day. A little bit on the human type of side. What a great day today here at the Dolph Shayes Memorial Golf Invitational. And all proceeds today will benefit Maccabi USA. How excited are people here today?
I think people are really excited because, first of all, this is an opportunity not only to support a Jewish cause, but an athletic cause. I mean, that's what this is. It's literally the Jewish Olympics. It's held every 4 years.
Yes.
It's held every 4 years in Israel, and it's actually going to be held this year, next month, and I'll be making a trip to Israel to observe. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's all about.
And I know you're a man that's definitely, as long as I've known you, you're huge when it comes to Judaism. You and your wife, Debbie, of course, are on the board of Maccabi USA. How long officially have you been members of the board?
I've actually been co-chairing the golf tournament for the last 5 years. My wife and I recently joined the board, so that's something that happened, I guess, within the last few months. But it's something that's always been on my radar, and now that I'm involved, I think I'll be involved for the rest of my life. It's a great cause, great people, and it's something that's become very worthwhile for me.
Yeah, and speaking of great people, you and I have actually known each other, I'd probably say about close to 25 years, but I do feel like I've known you a lot longer than that because I was the biggest fan of the 76ers, remembering watching your days at Prism, and you actually have known my family probably longer than I have known my family. You've known my father and my uncle, his brother Mark, when you first played softball at CBS. What was that feeling like?
Well, we relied on Mark because he was
he was the ringer.
He was normally our best player. So we batted him fourth, put him at shortstop, and forgot it. And he would carry us to victory. And then, of course, once I moved into the area, I had a chance to meet your dad, and I had a chance to meet you. And I want you to know that I'm really pleased with what you've been able to do in terms of
I appreciate that.
your sportscasting career, doing podcasts like this. Doing the announcing that you've done and the public address, you've carved out a nice niche for yourself.
And I definitely appreciate that. And I want to talk about where it all started again. Tell everybody, when did you first officially start in broadcasting?
Well, I actually started when I was in middle school. I would turn the sound down of a game and do games into a tape recorder.
Yeah, I remember.
And then, Yep. Sure. And then even when we didn't have a game going on, I would just go home and fake it. I mean, it was just something that I think I was born to do. And I went to Temple. I graduated Temple. I got a job in the radio news business, and I worked at radio news for a few years. And one of my big breaks came when I was in Princeton, New Jersey, and I got the chance to do basketball and football there. And that's kind of when I made the transition.
At the actual school?
Oh, yeah.
Really? So
that's when I made the transition.
So you were announcing for Pete Carrill?
That's right.
And what was
there?
What,
and you know who else was there? Was Craig Robinson.
I do. Yes. The
Obama's brother.
Yes. And what was that feeling like? I guess announcing for a guy like Pete Carrill. What did he mean to the sport of basketball?
He was probably one of the smartest, most emotionally involved coaches I've ever come across. He was very demonstrative on the sidelines, but a real gentleman, a great guy to get to know. It was fun watching him coach. And, even today they talk about the Princeton offense.
They do.
So,
They really
right.
do. Because
So
they say he had kind of an effect, actually, on that. And then when he took his talents after he left Princeton, I think he helped a few years in Sacramento. He instilled that offense. I think because a lot of people who don't remember know that I love watching backdoor type of cuts. And when Sacramento had Chris Webber and Mike Bibby and Doug Christie and Vlade Divac, it seemed like everybody kind of caught on because he instilled that in Adelman's offense, in Coach Rick Adelman's offense.
Yeah, Chris Webber especially, you got to see his talents because they ran him a lot at the high post.
Yes,
and
they did.
You could see how good of a passer he was. But I am hosting here today, and unfortunately,
Yes.
I can only take one more question.
Yes. Okay, so once again, and we are, as mentioned, here with Mark Zumoff at the Woodcrest Country Club here at in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And Mark, again, today, all proceeds here at the Dolph Shayes Memorial Tournament benefit the, again, Maccabi USA. It's a very big event, again, as mentioned. What's the thing fans will have the opportunity to see here today?
Well, the golfers here are going to enjoy a beautiful course. It's going to be hot, but better than what we had the first few years I was involved, where we had rainouts. But the bottom line is people are going to enjoy not only the golf, but I think the dinner, our program, they're going to get a chance to see what the organization is about, and that's something I'm really looking forward to.
I'm always thankful again to get one of the many hosts here at the Dolph Shayes Memorial Golf Tournament. Mark Zumoff, the voice of the Sixers, the man who has unbelievable type of chemistry. And again, I do want to give with one quick more type of question. Sixers these days looking very, very sharp. Tonight could be the closeout of the NBA Finals. Who do you like?
Well, I like Golden State, but there's a strong part of me that's rooting for LeBron James. I'm a huge fan of his when I'm not, of course, doing Sixers games.
Yes.
And I'd like him to add what would be a very impressive page to his resume should they complete the miracle comeback. But it's not going to be hard. I mean, the Warriors have 2 more games in their home floor, and it's not going to be easy to close them out.
Mark Zumoff, a pleasure to see you as always here again at another edition of Voice of Reason, the voice of the 76ers. We're here at the Dolph Shayes Memorial Golf Tournament. I'm Jake Schwartz for another edition of the award-winning high school, college, and golf show, Voice of Reason. All right, here we go again for another edition of Voice of Reason. Good afternoon officially. We started our morning session of the Dolph Shayes Memorial Golf Invitational. You would think at an event like this, there would be a lot of professional basketball type of athletes, special Jewish basketball athletes. All proceeds go to Maccabi USA. And I'm here with Ben Smith. And it's really hard to talk to this gentleman here because this is actually for the first time here on Voice of Reason, the first time I'm actually meeting a guest of mine. This gentleman, of course, I'm sitting to the left of Ben Smith. He will be in 2 weeks from now when the Maccabi Olympics start. This gentleman will participate representing the United States of America. Ben Smith, it's good to have you on here, and it's so good to finally meet somebody who, I can't even believe I'm actually saying is almost like a celebrity in the U.S. of Jewish religion, and is going to be paparazzi all over you, I hear, in 2 weeks.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, no, it's an honor to obviously represent Jewish community and also the United States, actually, and Israel, and just so excited to get over there and compete and meet all of the other Jewish athletes and, sort of build some new relationships and hopefully come home and win some medals.
Yeah, I got a chance to meet you earlier today, and we had a nice chat. So what is the best part about playing at an event like this? You get a chance to be around other Jewish people such as myself, and again, this, by the way, is an award-winning podcast. It's a Jewish it's not even a Jewish podcast. That's what's funny about it. But we'll change that though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the greatest part about these games for me is going to obviously, building the relationships and also, going back to Israel. I've been there once before and
talk about that.
And, seeing all the sites and doing the touring and the competition's great and everything, but really, I think the camaraderie, building the relationships with the other Jewish athletes, people that I could, be friends with for the rest of my life. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
And one of the hosts that's here today is the voice of the Sixers, Mark Zumoff. And you and I probably as kids, when we were growing up, had a chance to really follow Mark. And I mean, Jews like ourselves have the opportunity to make a difference in this world. And I mean, again, if I could ever go out to Israel, I would certainly be representing myself, and I would certainly be representing my religion. But a guy who has had a lot of great guests of like high-powered type of celebrities, I can honestly say, yeah. I mean, this is a guy who's Jewish, who's Orthodox, who has come certainly a long way, and you've definitely done that. Actually, you started JCC or Junior Maccabi Olympics. So this is how many times for you will you be for Israel? How many times is this for you?
This is my second time in Israel.
Okay.
It's my first time competing for the Maccabi Games. Yes. But, when I was in 8th grade, I did the Junior Maccabi.
You did JCC, actually.
It was, yeah. And
I think I actually met, I could be wrong. I think I met you actually out there because there's another one that's here today, Matt Sherman, who also competed in that. It was but it was in the mainline area. Now, were you at that?
No, I wasn't.
You were not at that. That's where I thought I met you actually for some reason.
I mean, we all kind of look alike, you
can't say that. Now,
but I mean, JCC Junior Maccabi. I went to Doral in Florida and got to play an unbelievable golf course when I was 13 years old, and that when I had the chance to go to Israel, I really thought back to that experience and said, you know what, like I did it as a kid. And I think it would be a great experience for me to do it as an adult.
How's your golf game going today? I see you put one. I know you put one actually on the fairway, though.
Yeah, my golf game's coming along. I mean, I'm playing well, and
we're here at the Dolph Shayes Memorial for a great cause, by the way. All proceeds benefit this nonprofit organization, Maccabi USA. What has Maccabi USA meant to people like you?
I mean, if it wasn't for the organization, I mean, the athletes wouldn't be able to go over there and compete. Sure. All the support and the effort that the Maccabi USA puts in. I mean, it's really all for us, and without them, I mean, these games don't happen, and we're not able to do what we love to do. So I really want to thank them and all the support that the donors have, and it's just a great experience for a Jewish golfer to be able to go over there and represent the area. All
right, Jake Schwartz here for another issue of Voice of Reason with, I should say, golfer for Maccabi Olympics, Ben Smith, and we want to again thank him for joining us. And good to meet you finally, and best of luck 2 weeks from now, along with many of the Maccabi representatives. We'll head out to Israel for the official start of the Maccabi Olympics. Ben Smith, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Jake Schwartz again on another edition of Voice of Reason. It's, by the way, not a Jewish podcast, but it's close enough. From one, I guess you could say, Olympian to another of the Maccabi, and joining us today is a man who just literally introduced himself to me not even more than 5 minutes ago. I actually thought he was going to say that I was the voice, but it turns out pretty soon I could be, though. It's the JCC president right here in Cherry Hill. And again, we're here at the Dolph Shayes Memorial Golf Tournament here in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, the Woodcrest Country Club. And Jeff Katz joins us now. First of all, great to meet you.
Jeff Gottlieb.
I'm sorry, Jeff Gottlieb. My apologies. It's Jeff. Well, actually, it's the Katz JCC. That's where I actually got the Katz in. It's Jeff Gottlieb again joining us. Jeff, it's a pleasure to meet you. What a beautiful day again it is. What a great cause, though.
Absolutely. Thrilled to be here. Love participating in this event this year and many years before. Thrilled to be playing with this year's Maccabi captain, Ben Smith.
Yes, Ben Smith, who will represent America in the Maccabi Olympics in 2 weeks from now. Are you headed out to Israel 2 weeks yourself?
I am not headed out to
Israel. You are not headed. I am not. You and I have one thing in common. We're both not going to Israel. We don't have the money for it, I guess.
But I am headed to Albany for the Junior Maccabi Games.
Yes, we. You know what? I think I actually, and I could be wrong, about 4 years ago, I think I met you at the one in Philadelphia on City Avenue at the JCC. I think I met you actually out there. We had a really good experience about in regards to, because I was covering most of basketball, and I was the head writer of the Star paper. I think I met you actually out there. And I remember doing I think I was covering I think it's west side of L.A. and upstate New York was playing each other. But when I interviewed all the athletes, the first question was, what was it like having 3 NBA refs do that game? And I mean, what does that mean to just do something like this? Just because really at the end of the day, we're all Jewish and we're all people we're just people. We're not playing for a championship. We're just playing to have fun, or we're just here to have fun, as they say.
Absolutely. Well, I wasn't aware that there were 3 NBA refs at these
There were,
games.
yes. Yeah, Joey Crawford, Duke Callahan, and Mark Lindsay.
That's terrific.
I didn't know you did that. I didn't know. I had no idea.
But I did meet you at the Kaiserman
yes,
JCC.
We did.
And, I've had 3 sons, all of whom have played Junior Maccabi and Tri-State Maccabi. Those were the one-day games held at Kaiserman.
Sure, yeah.
And listen, Maccabi is an unbelievable experience for the kids. I love the concept. I was also a volunteer when we held the Maccabi games here. I think it was 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And we had hosted
in
a number
Cherry
of
Hill,
children. children, yes.
Yeah, okay.
We hosted a number of lacrosse players from Florida. We had an unbelievable time. It brought the community together. It's an unbelievable venue, and it's great to see Jewish children brought together for a commonality.
Yeah, it's funny because when I think of your last name, Gottlieb, you wouldn't happen to be or in any relation to, and I think he's going to be the coach of USA, Doug Gottlieb.
I'm not related to Doug Gottlieb.
But he is going to be representing Maccabi USA, I believe.
I was not aware of that, but that's true.
Really? I didn't even know that.
And
I'm filling you in on everything.
And I'm not related to the Gottliebs from the pinball machine company that most people...
I don't even know.
You didn't know that Gottlieb pinball machine? No.
What is the best part about a nonprofit organization like Maccabi USA? Because it's really, there's a lot of things you could say about it.
There are.
Could you put it in, like, you could simplify it, I guess?
You're not going to have this long pause on there, are you?
I don't. But, like, just a brief synopsis.
Listen, I again, as I said, I think the best thing is bringing youth together to play sports for a single purpose. Jewish kids from all around the world, especially the part where they go to Israel, obviously, is tremendous. And, yeah, it's terrific.
Yeah. And your golf game, how's that today?
Well, it's really good when the Maccabi captain for Israel hits a 300-yard drive on the par 5 second hole, and then a 4-iron to within 5 feet. If you see the ball laying over there,
you know what? He did such a great. He did. You know what? You know what? I could already tell he's already. He's literally set to go for the Maccabi Olympics, and I know you are definitely as excited to be playing with him and your crew. Let's get you back to your crew. We want to thank again. Well, I want to thank Jeff Gottlieb, the president of the Cats JCC here in Cherry Hill, for joining us. And again, and good talking to you, good seeing you again. By the way, and we hope to catch up with you very soon.
Thank you very much.
All right, again, Jeff Gottlieb again of the Cats, president of the Cats JCC right here in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, on another edition of Voice of Reason.
Remember they elected you.
All right, here on the golf course again at the Woodcrest Country Club in Cherry Hill, New Jersey for the Dolph Shayes Golf Invitational. I'm sitting next to, and he is one of my all-time favorite high school basketball coaches, but more importantly, one of my favorite human beings, former Lamberton coach and a man who's been heavily involved in the basketball community and a big part of my life, my good friend Mitchell Kurtz, a client, by the way, of my father's, but we'll edit that one out if we have to. Good to see you, by the way, and I hope you're having a good day here for Maccabi USA.
It's always a great day doing some volunteer work for Maccabi. It's a beautiful day.
I thought you were going to say it's always a pleasure to see the best announcer in Philly.
The voice, it's always a pleasure.
There it is. That's what we were looking for. It's always, it's great to see you. And I love this guy because this is probably one of the hardest working people. I still remember when I was doing Maccabi Junior USA, I think it was JCC Maccabi, and you were the most, I looked at this intense type of guy. I'm like, man, who is this guy? Why is he so passionate? Turns out a few weeks later, I get a call saying, oh, you know the guy because apparently I'm representing him in a couple cases.
Yeah, Dad's a good man.
Yes,
Dad's a really good fella.
Yes.
And by the way, congratulations. I understand your sister graduated.
Yes, thank you.
And a beautiful article on you. I called Dad and spoke with him. Everything's great. Congratulations.
You. Well, no, I appreciate that, though. And what is the best part about coming here at an event like this?
Well, obviously it's a fundraiser, and we're trying to raise money for a very good cause. But I like to kibitz with all the people and make fun of their golf ability.
Of course, yeah. And how's your golf game going?
My golf game is right there in the golf cart, and I can drive that cart very well.
Also here today with us is a lot of the Maccabi athletes. Ben Smith, who 2 weeks from now will compete for the U.S. Matt Sherman is also here today. I believe 2 weeks he'll compete for the U.S. as well. What's the best part about getting athletes here today, and what are they going to learn on this course today?
Well, I think what the young athletes learn is that after they're done with their athletic career, there's another career in Maccabi, and we always need some people around to help us to continue the Maccabi tradition, to talk to the younger athletes, to make sure they know what's going on, and obviously as they grow into adulthood, to help sponsor and keep the whole Maccabi movement going.
Yeah, what is the I don't really get a chance to ask a lot of people this, but what is your definition of the word Maccabi?
Well, Maccabi, it's just the Jewish Olympics,
yes.
And We go there in Israel every 4 years, and then
You're going in 2 weeks, actually.
Actually, I'm going much sooner than 2 weeks. I'm a part of the advanced team. I'll be going soon, and
Okay.
I've also had the experience of going to a Pan American Games, which was great.
Yes, and you invited me out. Unfortunately, you had said that if you can pay for it, you're going. I didn't have that opportunity, though. Why is that?
I was kind of hoping that Bruce would come through with a couple extra bucks.
My dad's the kind of guy that really always tells me if you want something so bad, you're going to really have to earn it. And I think I've earned my respect with you. Mitchell Kurtz, the former head coach of Lamberton and a highly member of the Maccabi board. We appreciate you stopping by. Always good to see you, by the way, and we're definitely going to catch up with you.
Jake, it's always great to see you.
All right, Mitchell Kurtz here.
Take care, buddy.
All right, Mitchell Kurtz, another edition of Voice of Reason. All right, here we go. It's another just perfect but humid type of day here at the Woodcrest Country Club. And I should say two of my well, actually, I'm just meeting this one gentleman for the first time. A member of the Maccabi Olympics for many years, Mike Rose, is here with us. And to my immediate left, I should say to everybody's right, Matt Sherman, one of my all-time favorite human beings. I go back a long way with you, my friend.
That's right. Good to see you, boys.
Matt Sherman again here on Voice of Reason. Mike Rose again. Mike, good to meet you for the first time. How many years exactly did you participate? What was the year you participated in Maccabi?
I started in 1964, so I was 17 and I was trying to qualify for the games. It was at Bala Country Club, and Alan Sussel was the great player that we had in the area who made the team that year, and I kept on trying, and I finally made it in 1981 when I was 34, I guess, and we had a team with Corey Pavin on it, who was the soon-to-be U.S. Open champion, had played at the U.S. Open. And
so 17 years you were competing to be a member of
Absolutely.
Maccabi.
Absolutely. I finally made it in a qualifier at Manufacturers, and I played real well. And then I played again in '85. So we had two gold medal winning teams.
So have you ever competed in the PGA?
Oh no.
Never come close.
No.
to
I've
that.
tried for the U.S. Senior Open. I tried for the U.S. Open. I've played in a number of USGA amateur events, and over at the Royal and Ancient, played at Muirfield and Troon, and made some British amateurs.
But I think you had me at the Corey Pavin. Have you? I guess you could say, what was that like competing with a guy like Corey?
Well, I'm a middle-of-the-road slasher. I'm not too bad, but Corey had won the North-South Amateur at Pinehurst that year, and he was playing in the U.S. Open at Marion at age 21. So he was about to become, a pro. It took him a few years. I think he had to qualify in Europe, but then he made it to the regular tour, and he won the U.S. Open and about 12 other PGA events. Hell of a player.
Well, let's talk about why we're here today. And as you all know, we're here at the Dolph Shayes Golf Memorial Tournament here at Woodcrest Country Club. What does it mean to give back to Maccabi USA?
Well, it's easy. It's always easy to give back, to something like Maccabi. And going to Israel the 2 times I did was special. And I like to support our new young Jewish hopefuls. Ben Feld, who recently won the Philadelphia Mid-Amateur Championship, and Ben Smith from Huntington Valley. Those two boys are going to be playing in Israel.
And then this gentleman, of course, to our far end,
well,
Matt Sherman.
He's got potential. He hits as good as anybody. If he decides to play some golf, maybe 4 years or 8 years from now,
he's quite. You know what? I heard he's quite the guy. Let's bring him back in again, Matt Sherman, and we're going to actually, before we say goodbye, we got to bring in again the man himself. And how long have we known each other?
I'd say since about 8th grade, right?
That's scary, by the way. And actually because, my friend Jeremy Treatman, who I still know today, the evil mastermind of high school basketball tournaments, I remember when we had that dinner at Plymouth Whitemarsh, because we had just talked about how much I screwed up on the national anthem in Plymouth Whitemarsh Township. And your dad, who is here today, said to me that, why don't we hire you to announce? So really, it was your dad who co-created The Voice, if you could say. Sort of had like, you want me to give him the money right now, by the way?
You can if you want to.
Wanted to congratulate you, by the way, on all your recent accomplishments. 4-year starter at Haverford College. What was the best part about playing college basketball?
I'd say the network you build.
Yeah.
It's just amazing playing in my conference, the Centennial, and just the friends you make, not just on your team, but people that you can connect with, in the future, in business, maybe on the golf course. Yeah. So I think that's what I'll take away most from it, more so than the wins and losses.
Yeah, when you played over at Harridan, I remember when you were coming up as a sophomore, and you were playing with, a lot of people are saying that the last big amount of names, Mike Allen, Marquise Baker, and Samir Muhammad, because I think I was calling you the Jewish Jerry McNamara.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was a good team. That was a pretty good team. It was athletic, but it's tough to rein some guys in sometimes.
Mike Rose, what do you think about stuff like this? Have you ever met young men like Matt Sherman? What have you learned really being out here at an event like this?
Well, great to meet Matt and his father too, Adam, who's been a big help to the Maccabee Committee over the years.
I didn't know that.
And I know he's been a big help, and Bobby Spivak, who's been running things for as long as I can remember. So it's great to be out here. And Jimmy Kaiserman, we were talking, his father's here today, and Jimmy's playing on the Maccabee senior basketball team this year after playing 2 or 3 times on the regular Maccabee teams 20 years ago.
No kidding.
The Maccabee is in your blood, and if you can play as a senior, you just keep going at it and supporting Israel and the cause. It's great.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, Mike Rose and Matt Sherman, again for joining us on another edition of Voice of Reason. I'm Jake Schwartz again here at the Woodcrest Country Club here in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Take it on, Hal.
All right, here we go. All right, another edition again of Voice of Reason, serving the Tri-State Area High School, college, and somewhat in golf outings. And look who I found here today at the Woodcrest Country Club, the Dolph Shayes World Golf Invitational. One half of the board members here at Maccabee USA, Bob Spivak, is here. It's good to talk to you, and it's good to have you here. What a beautiful but humid type of day here at the Dolph Shayes Memorial.
It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for coming and for being part of our program and helping us spread the word about the games and the experience that the kids are going to share at the end of this month.
Well, actually, people always wonder, what is your affiliation with? I actually have done stuff with Maccabee. I actually, 4 years ago here in Philadelphia, or out in Philadelphia, took part of the junior Maccabee games at the JCC on City Line Avenue. Had a chance to work with some great individuals, and like you said, we really had a good opportunity to learn about what the games, even if it were junior or the senior type of events. But the thing I've always wanted to see are the senior type of games, no matter who you are, no matter where you go. You can meet just about anybody, because that's the beautiful thing about Maccabee. It just seems like everybody can participate, right?
Everyone. The partnership we have with the JCC is really to get the youth involved in sports and use it as a vehicle for cultural and education previous to the ages when they can go to Israel and compete in the live games over there.
And 2 weeks from now, you're headed actually over there to Israel yourself. We have a lot of great people here today, from Ben Smith to Mike Rose, who participated in the 80s. Matt Sherman is also here today. He'll be participating. Is that correct? Matt Sherman will be there?
Well, he's not participating. His son is participating.
That's what I mean. Matt Sherman, not Adam Sherman.
Sorry,
Matt Sherman, not Adam Sherman.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. What is? When did you first start really affiliating yourself with Maccabee USA?
I got involved in the late 70s, believe it or not. Okay. Sam Newman, a participant and friend from Green Valley Country Club, asked me to get involved. We started to run golf tournaments to raise funds, and then we really saw this as a great opportunity to reach out to a lot of kids who didn't know about us. And there was no JCC games at that time. The partnership had not been formed at that time, so we felt that this was a way to get the word out for everybody through the golf programs.
And you're having a great time here today. You're playing with a lot of great golfers. Again, all proceeds do benefit Maccabee USA. And what is the best part about coming here on a day like today?
It's just to have a good time and to share in helping to raise some funds to be able to do something special for the kids, to give them a lifetime memory in Israel using sports as the vehicle.
We go from Jason Gottlieb of the Cats JCC USA in Cherry Hill. We go to Ben Smith, and now we go to Mark Zumoff, and now we go to the other half of the board member, Bob Spivak. Bob, good talking to you. Enjoy yourself, and we'll definitely catch up with you. And good luck out there, of course, at this Maccabee Summer Olympics.
Thank you so much for participating and helping us make the dreams come true for the kids.
All right, Bob Spivak here at another edition of Voice of Reason. Okay, here we go inside the clubhouse here at the Woodcrest Country Club here in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, with all proceeds benefiting Maccabee USA, the Dolph Shayes Memorial Golf Tournament. I want to talk with the marketing director of Maccabee, the lovely Sarah Feinstein, who is here with us today. First of all, Sarah, thank you again from all of us at Voice of Reason for having us here today as one of the many media members here today. We appreciate, I guess you could say, the courtesy that you've given us here today. I've had the privilege of going around the course and seeing some incredible human beings. What a day this has turned out to be.
Thank you. It's our pleasure to have you.
Well, let me just say you look fantastic. I think the most beautiful woman in the entire Maccabea family. I wish there were more people like yourself, if I may. But the thing I'm definitely thankful for about is just what the cure. I guess you could say what the proceeds are going to. The nonprofit organization here in Cherry Hill. I've had the privilege of talking with many great people from. I guess you could say, I believe his name is Jason. I'm sorry, Jason. It's actually coming off the tip of my tongue. The president of Cats, of the JCC Cats at Cherry Hill, it was here with us today. I wanted to thank Bob Spivak and Mark Zumoff, who are among the board members. What can you say about their hard work and effort?
Well, I think everything they do is to raise money to support the projects of Maccabi USA. And our primary project is fielding the United States team to represent the country at the Maccabea Games in Israel, which is the third largest sporting event in the world. And the purpose of it is really to use sport as something everyone's passionate about and find the most qualified elite Jewish athletes and bringing them to Israel, not just to compete in their sport, but to experience their culture and their heritage firsthand, and also to connect with other Jewish athletes from around the world.
It's so incredible because we do have a lot of alumnus athletes and current type of athletes who will compete 2 weeks from now when everybody does head to Israel for the Maccabea Games. It's like, just amazing to have past kind of team up with the present. And among those here today, again, you were telling us one of your members that was here today for the woman who's, I believe, of Ukraine, Megan, I believe you told me. One of your Molly
Megerman. She played field hockey for us.
Yes, Molly Megerman. I'm sorry. It's been a very long day. Molly Megerman. And also here Mike Rose, who competed in the early 80s, actually played with world-famous golfer Corey Pavin. Matt Sherman is here today, and also here today is Ben Smith, who will also compete in the Maccabea Olympics. And how excited are you just to have everybody here?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic for our supporters to be able to meet with the athletes and see the payoff of their support and what it's going for and hear firsthand about their experiences.
Tell us about this nonprofit organization. When did it officially first start?
It was incorporated in 1948 in New York City and moved to Philadelphia in I would say probably around 1980 under the leadership of Bob Spivak, who was the president at the time. And they've really spent the next 20 years building up the organization, of which different realms or different groups of leadership have continued to build upon.
Yeah, Bob does an unbelievable job helping put together an incredible event like this, and then bringing in a guy like Mark Zumoff. And I'm actually, as mentioned, up here in the bar area of the country club, and I see before me the pictures that we have that are going to be auctioned off. And from what it looks like, within a few hours from now, the golfers will have an opportunity to really bid on some unbelievable items, but more importantly, all proceeds are going to Maccabi USA. So it just seems like at the end of the day, it's a great day for charity.
Absolutely, because the money we raise is really designed to help bring the most qualified Jewish athletes, not just from the United States, but from around the world. There's countries like Cuba and the Ukraine where they don't have the money to participate.
I didn't know that we actually have Jewish people from Cuba.
India, there's 80 countries participating in the Maccabea Games.
Yeah, because I was participating as a star at the it was the Star paper in the JCC in Philadelphia about 4 years ago. I was one of the writers. I think I was the senior writer in Philadelphia. It was at the JCC in Bala Cynwyd on City Avenue. I had the privilege of writing for all the sports. In fact, Matt Sherman he was playing for the Philadelphia chapter. So again, when you mentioned that, like you said, all around the world, I learned what it felt like just to talk with Israel, and we even had two teams from Mexico and Puerto Rico. So it's like you said, it just seems like
the JCC Maccabi Games are for younger adults.
True,
and they're from North America, so Mexico, Canada, and Israel. Absolutely, it's a feeder for us.
So it's like you said, it's definitely something that we can learn not just as Americans, but we can learn all over the world. We can kind of come together in the spirit of Judaism. We can pretty much come together as one, can't we?
Absolutely, and I think one of the biggest benefits to the athletes is not just the competition, but the lifelong friendships and the experience they have for the rest of their life that they take with them.
And the golfers today probably will have that for a long time as well. I'll tell you what, like I said, I've seen some great golfers, and I've seen some Charles Barkley-like golfers today. And I'm not going to say, and I'm not talking about basketball, but
I've not seen him golf.
Oh, well, that's probably a good thing. Sarah Feinstein, joining us here on another edition of Voice of Reason, and we thank you again for having us here. We hope to be a regular here at the Dolph Shayes Memorial Golf Tournament, part of Maccabi USA.
Thank you very much.
Sarah Feinstein again here on another edition of Voice of Reason. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Voice of Reason here at the Woodcrest Country Club here in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And Jake Schwartz again bringing you all the action. Thank you to all of our guests who came on here today, including the man we wanted to talk about, Mark Zumoff, the voice of the Philadelphia 76ers, a man who has had over 35 years or more of experience in the world, started at CBS and worked his way up to the top as the voice of the Sixers for the last 24 years. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, and I want to thank him again for joining us here today. And I'm a big fan of Mark Zumoff, really, as his work behind the microphone and calling some of the great matches, calling some of the great basketball games, and the chemistry really that he had for almost 16 years, if not longer, with Steve Mix, and really has had great chemistry with a lot of his guys now with Ala Abdanabi and Malik Rose and Eric Snow, and it just. Even Mark Jackson coming on as well, a guy that I always have had a lot of respect for. Mark Jackson was a guest of ours in during the Catholic League playoffs back in the early winter. So, again, it's just nice to talk with great human beings. I want to thank, again, all the guests, including the president of the Maccabi USA, Bob Spivak, for joining us here today, who's, again, I thought was just board member. No, he is the president of Maccabi USA, and we want to thank again, many of the other guests, from Matt Sherman, who is an athlete who will head to Israel, Mike Rose, a former Maccabi athlete who's out here again today, Ben Smith will play in the Maccabi USA for golf. I want to also thank the likes of, I guess you could say, Jason Gottlieb, is, by the way, the name we were looking for. Jason Gottlieb, who is the president of the JCC Cats in the JCC in Cherry Hill, right here in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And again, want to thank all of our guests for stopping by. So from all of us again here at Voice of Reason, here at the Woodcrest Country Club in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, I'm Jake Schwartz. We'll see you at the games.